Hey, what's up? My name is Andrew and this is my Unreal Engine 4 tutorial for the C++ functions. So, in the last episode we went through the introduction and I just showed up, alright, there's a certain thing called a U property, it's used in the reflection system, so it's safer to either use that or a smart pointer. But we can also use some functions, and normally you can just create a function like void calc, and let's say that this thing will be in our CPP. We just need to add our namespace. And yeah, we can do something here. But blueprints won't know about this function, so this function will only be used here. And for example, we can have two floats, and let's say we just initialize them with certain values, like tens. And the next thing will be to calculate, or actually set, our location, which will be equal to get our location dot x plus x plus y, and that's okay. And what doesn't work? Float to f vector. Oh, right. So I also need to make this an f vector, so everything is okay. Because Unreal uses for its 3D vectors an f vector, and that's just x, y, and z. So I can just make it like this and this. Alright, cool. So we've got our set actor location whenever I call my calc function, but right now I want to call this in blueprints. And to make the blueprint know that this function actually exists, but because right now I can only call this in C++, I can mark this as UFUNCTION and add a blueprint callable. This allows me to call this function, but also to find it easier, I can just add a category equals to a certain string that allows me to search for it in certain categories. So let's say or just YouTube. And let's do the same category for the variable. And now I can just play it. The definition still stays in our CPP, like here's our calc function. And now if I go to my YouTube actor, some shenanigans, never mind that, I can just on event begin play, search for YouTube, and you can see there's my calc function under this category, and just call it. So yeah, let's do this in tick. Alright, so they just flew away, I guess. So let's change our tick frequency. Let's say 0.1 second for it. And now you can see, alright, yeah, you can see those things are moving, like we are calling our function, and each 0.1 second those things are moving a bit by the definition of our call function. So that's pretty much how it works for the U functions. Like it just generates a certain code for a blueprint that allows it to call this stuff. You can also create a pure function without this exec pins. So let's say that I want a function that returns me a boolean, and this function will tell me is in 0, and I also want a blueprint pure. This will be function that checks if our actor is in coordinates 0, 0, 0. And I'm making this blueprint pure just because I don't need to actually call it, so I can just restart. And my hit actor, I can just get my is in 0, and right now this is pure, so I'm not using any exec pins, and I can just print string and check the value. So at the start you can see that everyone is at false, but I can add a new actor and set its location to 0, 0, 0, and now 1 returns true. So yeah, those are pretty much U functions. You don't need to use U function on everything. Like you can have just a function for the C++ because you need to do some logic here, but if you need to add some API for designers or other programmers for whatever reason they're working on UI, or just your team needs it or whatever, then you can just add U function and use this function in your blueprints, but most of the time most of your code will be just pure for C++. But yeah, keep the logic here and just give them the functions. So this is pretty much for the U functions. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.